Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a guide to horses in Farming Simulator 22. So we're going to go step by step. This isn't going to give you every single possible combination of every detail that you can imagine about horses, but it will give you more than enough information to get started to make money off of horses in this game. So we'll go ahead and start with the first part of it. We need to get some pens or somewhere to put our horses down. So if we hit P to go into the store menu, go down here to the three lines, open up the construction menu, go over to animals. We can go down to horses. We have 3 pens available for us here. So we choose the first one. Again, we can rotate it. That's this one I have out here. Then we have this guy here. So first off, actually, let's note this as well. This will hold 5 horses. That's that pen out there. This guy right here will hold 8 horses. And then finally, we have this one, which will hold 14. And those are the various prices down there at the bottom. So first things first, you have to place your horse pens in. I'm not going to place any additional ones since we already have 3. But that is the first step to taking care of horses. So past that, after we have our horse pens placed, we need to buy horses. So the first thing we need to do is find out a way to do that. So the most common way is if you go into the menu and you go down to here, you can find under animal transport, there are 2 options here for horse transport. You can use either or of these. They'll each haul 2 horses at a time. And what you do is you take this trailer to the animal dealer on whatever map you're on. On this one, the animal dealer happens to be up over here. So you drive up over to the animal dealer, then you deliver them down to your horse pens where we're at here. That is one option. There are 2 other options as well. So the first one of those is going into the store, going down here to the 3 lines, and accessing the animal dealer from here. You can then choose whichever pasture or barn you'd like to put the horses in. Hit start, and it'll open up the horse purchase menu here. So if I do want to put horses in our large barn, which is what we're activated in here, I can choose these horses to put in there. Now notice they're all reproduction is 10 months and their age is all going to be 0 months for you. So just note that. That's what is going on with all the horses. They don't matter other than that. They're just different colors and everything like that. So let's say we want to put one gray one. We can do up to 14 here. We can select and change the slider on here. Notice that if we don't transport the horses ourselves, we are going to pay a fee here, which is $300 in the case of horses. But we're going to go ahead and pay that. So for this one, I'm going to transport one over to that barn. Perfect. And then the next barn over here, if I wanted to, and this is another way you can do it, I can come up to these little animal icons, which you can turn these off if you go into the menu. And I go down to settings. I can turn off the interactive zone markers. As you can see, it went off out there or back on. So again, that's under general settings. Interactive zone markers on or off. Now if I come up to this, if I open up the help menu up in the upper left hand corner, you can see that R opens the animal dialog. That's going to give you the same screen that we had previously. For this one, we're just going to go ahead and put one of these guys in there. I'm just going to put one in there as well and go ahead and confirm that. Now again, for these pens as well, you are also able to walk up to them and add horses in manually, just as this. So you can see the option here for this one is here, and we'll add just a chestnut horse or whatever one we want it into. Oh, sorry, that's my bad. Hit select on that and then confirm that over to there. So now we have a horse in there. And then if we wanted to, we can go over to this pen and do the same thing. So right over here, you'll notice we already have one horse in here. The same thing goes with selling. If I wanted to sell a horse off, you do it the same way. It's just reversed. I'd hit select and sell. Notice the price difference on those as well. So $500 to buy, $120 to sell. Now you can raise the price, which we're going to talk about that towards the end of this video. So after we have our horses in our pens, we need to talk about the horse menu. And what I mean by that is basically if you go in the store here, or excuse me, the menu here, and you go down to the cow icon here, this is going to take you to your animal screen. It'll have all animal pastures that you have. Right now we have 3, and each of them has a horse in it. So we'll talk about each one of these individually here. So horse barn large, we're going to talk about all the different bars in here, and then we're going to go through how to make sure all those bars are taken care of. So first off, health. Health will go up as you take care of all these other categories. Cleanliness, the horses come clean. They will lose cleanliness as you ride them. So daily riding is down here. So as you have this bar go up, the cleanliness will go down essentially. So you have to clean them pretty easily or pretty often after you ride them. Fitness will go up every day as long as you are continuing to ride the horses. So if you ride the horses to their full capacity or as much as possible every day, the fitness every night at midnight will go up slowly. Then over here we have conditions. So straw, this is bedding for them. So you want to provide them with straw bedding, which you can do in the form of loose straw or hay or straw bales, excuse me. And then down here at food, we have our different food categories. So we have the total bar here, which will be the total liters combining and adding the base food plus the hay. So the base food, if you see down here, consists of oat and sorghum, and its effectiveness is 60%. Then we have hay, which is our second category there, which has an effectiveness of 40%. Now it is important to note you can feed them oats or sorghum. You don't have to feed them both. And you could say you could feed them halfway full with sorghum and then halfway full with oats. It would not matter. So the same thing applies there. Now finally, if we go down here, this one's going to be the same. And if we go down to our horse pasture, you'll notice that there's no bedding here, but there is water. So you have to take care of water. And you might have found it odd that you don't have to put water in those 2. So let's talk about water for horses. In Farming Simulator 22, If you have a barn style structure, you will not have to provide water for the horses. The water will be provided for them and you don't have to worry about it. But if you do have a pasture structure such as this, you will have a water icon and you will be responsible for providing them water. The easiest way to provide them water is using a Aquatrans, which is this tanker right over here, hooked up to this tractor. So this guy you can use, it's found in the store. If we go under the tools here and we go under animals down here, this is where the Aquatrans is located, and again, it'll hold 7,300 liters of water, and you can tow that with any vehicle, essentially, or most vehicles. So what you need to do in order to get water, fill this up, first thing you can do is we have a water fill point here. It does charge you for the water, so as you can see, our money is going down as I'm adding water into our trailer here. The other option is you can find, if you go to the map, you can find any body of water, such as this one down here, or this one up here, and you can get water for free there, just as you could in FS19. So now let's go up here just to demonstrate. This is the only pen that's going to need water, so we'll go ahead and take care of it real quick. So if I pull up next to this pen here, you get an icon I to start overloading water. We'll go ahead and overload the water that we got. Not quite enough. Oop, I did attach the trailer there, but not quite enough to fill it, but that's okay. And then we'll pull this guy off out of the way. So now that we have the water essentially taken care of for our horses, the next thing we need to worry about is bedding for them. And again, this pen's not going to require bedding, but the two barn style pens will require bedding. Now again, you can do this in the form of straw bales or straw. Now I'm going to do it in the form of straw here, which actually, let's see if I can find my straw. My straw is around the back side of the building over here. I have a trailer full of straw over here. Now as far as placing the bedding in, you're going to place it in the same area you're actually going to place your feed in. So if I open this door here, this icon is the feed icon or the dump icon. This is where I would place my feed in, and it's still the same place I'm going to place my straw in. The same thing goes for this pen over here. So you have the icon right there, and we'll demonstrate that here. So if we hop into our Fendt, we'll pull forward here, and we'll go ahead and back this into this pen here. My train's a little rough, and right there you can see start overloading. So I'll go ahead and overload straw into this pen here. Just like that, it'll stop when the capacity for the pen is reached. Then if I go over here, if it'll let me do it, should come up with a straw. There we go, start overloading. And the straw is overloading. You can see the bedding went into there just as such. This actually might take most of our straw. All right, there we go. So now that we have the bedding for horses done, we need to talk about feeding the horses. So you remember the two categories of food that we had inside of the menu there? We have a couple of them here. So I have a trailer full of sorghum, and we know we need sorghum or oats. And then I also have a trailer just behind us full of hay. Now the hay you can provide in the form of bales or loose. I recommend loose just because it seems like it's less finicky to get into the pens. Now again, the dump icon, this pasture is going to need food. So we're going to go ahead and pull up to this dump icon here. And it will let me start overloading just like that. It shouldn't take too much food. I'm just going to put that amount in there for now, just so we have enough for the other horses. And if I loop around here, I can drive over again to back into here to get sorghum put into here, or it'll do it right outside there. So there we go. We'll get some sorghum overloaded into there. Again, I'm going to stop to make sure I have enough for the other horses. Then if I come up over to this pen, it'll give me the overload there. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put the rest of what we have into this pen here. Oh, my trailer is caught on the roof, so be careful of that. All right, we'll go ahead and pull this off to the side here. Now again, if I hop over here to this trailer, this one has hay in it. So we're going to go ahead and pull forward. And again, the same thing as far as getting hay into the horse pen is going to apply. So if I pull up to here, just like that, it'll allow me to start overloading hay. And again, you've seen me put food into the pens. It's gonna be the same thing for those. So I'm gonna go ahead and get hay put into those, and then I'll bring you guys back in. All right, so now that we have that taken care of, we take a look at our animal menu in here. We'll see that starting from the top, they have some food. Again, not a lot. They have their straw taken care of. We go down here, some food and straw taken care of, some food, straw taken care of. So essentially they have some of the stuff they need. Now the next part of what we need to talk about is riding the horses. So again, that is going to be getting our daily riding up, which is then over time going to build the fitness up of our horses. So if I go into the pen here, you can use the gate if you want to. If I come up to the horse up there in the upper right hand corner, it gives you the ability to ride the horses. Another thing too, you see it says Ride Todd on there. If we go into the menu here and I wanted to change the name of that, I can rename. I can name this anything I wanted to, but let's say I just call it Farmer Cop's Horse. I know, very original name. Well, not quite enough characters in there, so we'll go ahead and change it to FC's Horse, just like that. But there you go, confirm that. There we go, and it changed the name. And now if I walk up to it, it's gotten away from me. FC's Horse, right there. So if I go ahead and hit E to ride it, W, A, S, and D for me will go ahead and allow me to steer. I can walk backwards, go where I need to go. But look up there in the bottom left-hand corner of the menu up there in the top left-hand corner there. You can see at the bottom of it, it has riding percentage. Now, the faster you ride, so if I have this all the way up to basically a full gallop, that riding percentage will go up a lot faster. So I'm going to go ahead and ride this horse all the way up till it's about 100%, and then I'm going to bring you guys back in. All right, so as you can see, we are getting close to 100%, so I'm going to go ahead and start slowing down. And there we are at 100%. Now, one final thing I want to show you is you can actually go into a different horse pen, and you can hop out, and that horse will now be in this pen here. So you can see if I go into the menu, I now have 2 in this pen and none in the large pen. So just something to note. I'm going to hop back on him and put him over there. And the same thing is if I, right on the roof, not the roof, if I get off of the horse out here, it will stay out here. It won't go back into the pen, so the horse doesn't essentially exist. I don't know how long it would stay out there, or if it'll go back in if you go farther away from it. I haven't tested all that. But if we go ahead and get back into our pen here. Oh, nope, went too far. All right, so now that we're back in, the horse is back in the pen. Now the next thing we need to do is cleaning the horses. So if we go into the menu here, you can go up to FC's horse here. Our daily riding's at 100%, our cleanliness is down to 0%. So if I walk up to the horse in the pen, you can see in the upper left-hand corner, it says clean FC's horse. So that left mouse button, so clean it, and it'll let you keep doing it, just clicking like that until it's done. And then if we go back in here, cleanliness is at 100%. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about selling the horses, but we need our horses to actually go up in value, which that fitness level needs to go up. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward through the night, and then I'll bring you guys back in. All right, now that the night has passed, if we look inside of our horse menu in here, we'll see that FC's horse has gone up to 184. These ones went up a little bit because they were taken care of a little bit. But again, it's not going to go up as much, and their health is not going to go up unless you're actually riding them. So it went from 120 to 184. So you can see we are slowly going to make some money off of this, and our fitness value went up there. Now, it will keep going up as you go across. I haven't maxed out a horse yet, so I'm not sure what the final value will be, but it will be above $500. You will make a profit off of it. So again, if you wanted to go sell the horse, you can go into just all the same ways as you can buy a horse. Is just get yourself into the animal menu here, click on it, and now you will have to pay that $300 transport fee, so you have to be aware of that. That's why it's always best to, again, transport them using a trailer to the animal dealer, but that's how you make money off of horses and take care of them. Anyhow, guys, hopefully this video was helpful for you and taught you a little bit about horses in Farming Simulator 22. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.